Let's bring in former Michigan Congressman and Trump surrogate Peter Hoekstra. Thanks for joining us this morning, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Well, what do you make of this back and forth? I mean, it is really heating up.
It really is heating up, and I think that the important thing here is it's not necessarily heating up between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Where it's heating up, it's now heating up between Hillary Clinton and the press. Newspapers across the country are taking a look at this and saying, this just doesn't look very good. There's something here, and this pay for play may actually have some substance to it.
And we know that Reince Priebus, the GOP had put out a press release yesterday calling on Hillary Clinton to hold a press conference over all of these outstanding questions over her, over that sensitivity with the foundation and her time as Secretary of State. We know it's been over 250 days since she has held one. That being said, where is all of this going to go politically? It just seems like Republicans are having a hard time making their case.
Well, actually, I don't think they're having a hard time at all. I think with some of the information that you're going to be talking about in a few minutes in terms of the polls, it's clear that the wheels are starting to get very, very loose on the Clinton campaign. You've got the emails, 15,000 new emails after they said, hey, we turned over all the emails, the stuff that's coming out on the Clinton Foundation. What you're seeing internationally in terms of what's happening with radical Islam, clearly the strategy that President Obama and Hillary Clinton put in place 7.5 years ago is not working. And all of this is coming home to roost. You throw on top of that what's happening with Obamacare, companies pulling out of Obamacare, premiums going up. There's really not a success story that Hillary Clinton can point to in the last 7.5 years that says, based on what we did here, really leads us to believe that we should have another 4 years of an Obama term.
And I also want to get your take on this, Congressman. You are a former House Intelligence Committee chairman. Hillary Clinton is set to receive her first national security briefing this weekend. Many Republicans, including Donald Trump and House Speaker Paul Ryan, have said Clinton should not be given classified information in light of her ongoing email scandal. Congressman, do you agree with that?
Now, I think she should get it. She's the candidate. She's the nominee for President of the United States. But it is clear that if she were any other person in America, she would not have access to a security clearance because of her private email server, sending classified documents over that network and those types of things. Only because she is the nominee of the Democrat Party is she entitled to this. If she were anybody else in America, number one, she would not have a security clearance. And number two, there are many people in her position that would either have been thrown out of the Army or they would today they'd be in jail.
And you referenced earlier the changing polls where we have seen Hillary Clinton with a decent lead on Donald Trump. But after that Clinton bounce following the conventions, Congressman, new polling that we're looking at right now indicating, as you mentioned, a tightening race in some key battleground states like North Carolina, Florida, and Arizona. Congressman, should Hillary Clinton be worried about Trump catching up with her with, I think we've got like 75 days to go till November?
She should be very, very nervous. The Democrats should be very nervous. Their record of what they've done in the last 7.5 years does not instill confidence in the American people, number one, for their agenda, and number two, for their ethics. The other story that's going to start coming out very soon, and the media is starting to raise this, is all of the money that Mrs. Clinton is raising for her campaign. She's touting the numbers, but there's going to be lots of questions raised when you have fundraisers where, the entry price to the fundraiser is $50,000 just to have a cocktail with Mrs. Clinton. So, it's one issue after another. They think they're going to win this campaign because of all the money that they're raising. Donald Trump is going to win this election because he's actually connecting with the American people on the issues that they care about.
Congressman Kirsten Haglund here, and it's nice to see you from a former Michigan girl myself. But I want to ask you about this issue of transparency, because Hillary Clinton, yes, all of this keeps coming out about her, and we see this slow drip of scandal. But at least she has made the attempt to look like she's being transparent, right, with saying, no, release them all, even if she knows it's not really going to happen. But why doesn't Trump then kind of follow that lead and release his tax returns? Because I feel like that would show a lot of people that, yes, he is willing to be transparent as well.
Well, I mean, he's under audit. He's going to wait until that audit is complete before he releases his tax return.
But he doesn't need
to,
right?
But I think when you say...
He doesn't need to,
but I think, it's a legal process that they're going through, and you know, I've been audited a number of times. I'm not sure that I would want to release my tax returns until after the audit was complete. But again, what you're talking about with Hillary Clinton, transparency, she has not been transparent. She said she released all of her emails, and then the FBI found 15,000 more. It took the AP, 3 years and a lawsuit to get, access to her schedule at the State Department. It's now coming out that a lot of the reporting that was supposed to have been in place for the Clinton Foundation, there was never total disclosure. She has not been transparent.
Those silly, boring emails, as she indicated on Jimmy Fallon the other night, who wants to see those? All right, Brian, you want to get in here?
The ones that she hid, essentially, or deleted.
Yeah, the ones she hid. It seems like there's lots of people, and they're not quite as boring as what she has made them out to be.
I think the question, though, this seems to be an opportunity for Trump, but again, every time he gets these opportunities, there seems to be a stumble. Does that happen again, and what does he have to do to keep from stumbling after this opportunity?
Congressman?
Yeah, he very much needs to stay focused. He needs to stay on message, and I think over the last number of weeks, that's exactly the kind of discipline that his campaign has been displaying. I met with Mr. Trump last week. We talked about national security issues just before he had his briefing. He had a great group of people in there. He is serious about learning these issues in depth to make sure that the policies that he is proposing will actually get the kind of results that he's looking for. He is very, very focused, and remember, he's been a political candidate for a little bit more than a year. He has done he's gone through a tremendous learning curve. He's very, very smart. He's going to get this right over the last 75 days.
Yeah, in some of these key battleground states, he's got a lot of work to do, though. He's got a lot of work to do.
He does. Yep, and we're primed for the task.
Okay. All right. Well, we look forward to all of it. I mean, there is just something new every day, and all we can really chew on is those polls to give us some sort of indication of what's happening. Congressman, good to have you this morning. Thank you.
Hey, great. Thank you.
All right.